Today we're going to begin our sequence in a seated pose. We're going to take a nice long spine and we're going to begin to roll the shoulders. Already letting the breath go. Don't know about you, my shoulders are talking to me. And let's inhale the arms up to the sky. Reaching tall, exhaling down in a big old circle. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Now this time when we exhale, we're reaching the hands forward, we're keeping the bellies in, we're keeping the spine long, all the way down. And inhale up, reaching tall, and exhale down in our usual circle. And again the other way, inhale, arms up. We're keeping the spine lovely and long, but we're reaching the hands forward. Wonderful. Let's do seated cat and cow. Interlace the hands on the inhale, we push the palms up and we reach the hands to the sky. And when we exhale, we round the spine like a rainbow. We look down towards the navel and we let the head hang down. And again, we inhale up, reaching tall, and then rounding the spine, chin to the chest, the knuckles are reaching forward, and then we let the hands come down towards the floor. Lovely. Just taking a moment here, noticing how you're feeling in the breathing today. Release the face. Just notice how you're arriving on the mat today, how you're arriving in your practice. Take the hands behind you, the fingertips are facing forward. We inhale, reach up through the chest. And we exhale, walk the hands forward. And we don't rush it, we let the head hang down and we see how it feels. And we inhale, walk the hands back again. And we exhale, fold over. And one last time, inhale, opening up through the chest, we're lifting the ribs away from the tummy. And exhaling, walking the hands forward. Just taking a moment, a little bit of an extended out exhale. Let the head hang, notice what's going on. And then lovely, walking the hands back. We are going to walk and bring the knees together and rock up and down on our spines. 2 or 3 times. You can meet us in all fours if this is not for your practice. Feels good though. And we're coming over into all fours, shimmying into the middle of the mat. What we're going to do straight away today is move into puppy dog. So hips over the knees, belly button is in. We always get those foundations. And then we walk the hands forward to the top corners of the mat and the forehead comes down to the floor or a brick or a book. And notice the belly button is in, so the back is long. Okay, although it's tempting to stick the bottom up to the sky, we want to keep the belly button in and the spine lovely and level. We're going to inhale here, imagine the spine lengthening. And when we exhale, pressing the finger pads down, the palms down, and let's take the bottom from side to side. Just getting a bit more length in the side bodies. Well done. Taking one last breath in our puppy dog. And walking the hands back to the head. Push up into your all fours, where we'll come into our more familiar cat and cow. So first make sure belly button is in. When you are ready on an inhale, it's a smile shape with the spine. Exhale, rainbow. There's never any rush. Pushing into the floor, releasing the shoulders. Well done. One more time. Inhale, smile shape. Exhale, rainbow shape. Chin to the chest. Let's take pyramid fingers. Belly button is in as we move the bottom backwards and forwards. Think about what's happening in the neck. And then we drop the hands down and we wiggle the body. We do our jungle cat, we're closing off the eyes. Wonderful. on all fours. We're going to take a little side stretch. We take the right foot off the mat and we come up onto our side. Okay, so on the right knee, it's under the right hip, and the left foot is in line with the right knee. Belly button is in, and we reach the hands to the sky. Now we push all four corners of the back foot into the floor. Pelvis, we are in charge as we push the hips forward. And if you wish to, take the left hand and lengthen it. So I call this the banana pose. We're pushing into the outside edge of the left foot, and we're reaching all the way along the body. And we exhale, we come back down to all fours, and we do the other side. So the right foot comes behind you, left leg goes long, and we first come into the shape with the hand in the sky. We're in charge of the pelvis, belly button in, and if we want to, taking the movement where we're reaching the hands over the head. And coming back into all fours. Wonderful. The last thing we're going to do today is, on the all fours, is our swoops. Take the hands, one hand space forward. The belly button is in, and with this we make sure that the eyes of the elbows are facing forward. On the inhale we swoop down, and on the exhale we rainbow the spine and come into a bit like a child's pose. Inhale, swoop, elbows in. Exhale, rainbow. Inhale, swoop. Exhale, rainbow. Two more. Inhale, swoop. Inhale, swoop. One last time. A lovely stretch, and then we come into our downward facing dog, curling the toes under, bums into the sky, and walk up and down along the soles of the feet. Shaking the head and the neck. Bringing the breath in through the nose if you can. And exhaling fully through the mouth to get rid of that tension. We're lengthening the spine. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Push the hands into the floor. And on the exhale, walk the feet forward towards the hands, coming into a ragdoll forward fold. Grabbing opposite elbows with the hands and letting the head hang down. Shake the head and the neck. Push into all four corners of the feet. Release the hands, and on an inhale, we're pushing all four corners of the feet down. We're pushing the floor away. The belly button is in, and we roll up. The arms come up to the sky, reaching tall, and we exhale, bring the hands down alongside the body. Gentle warm up today using classics and salutations. Come to mountain pose. Shoulders soft, crown of the head high, and let's root the feet down to the floor. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, half lift, shoulder blades in and down. Exhale, hands down, find plank. Inhale, come onto tiptoes. Exhale, lower, knees, chaturanga. Inhale, use cobra or upward facing dog. Thighs are strong. Exhale, push up and back. Downward facing dog, and let the breath go. Notice what's coming up for you. Allow the body to release tension through the breath. Allow yourself to keep moving if that's what you need. On the inhale, bring the right foot forward between the hands. Left foot follows, and we half lift with a flat back, and we exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up, push the floor away, arms to the sky. And exhale, hands down alongside the body. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Bend the knees if you need. We inhale, half lift. And now on the exhale, the hands come down, the right foot goes to the back of the mat, but on the exhale, the right knee comes down onto the floor. Belly button in, so that on the inhale, we're getting a lovely lengthener. So the belly button needs to be in, we're stretching tall. And we exhale, hands either side of the left foot, curl the right toe under and push back into a downward facing dog. Releasing the breath. Being kind, notice what's going on for you today. Now on the inhale, bring the right foot forward between the hands. Exhale, left knee comes to the floor. Giving yourself time to use the inhale to build that stability, reaching tall so the knee gently pushes down as you reach up. Exhale, hands either side of the right foot. We bring the left foot forward to meet the right foot, taking a little lengthen as we inhale. And we exhale, fold into a fold position. Inhale, roll up, push into the floor. The belly button is in, we reach high to the sky. And we exhale, hinge at the hips, fold all the way over. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, this time left foot back, left knee to the floor. On the inhale, the belly button is in and we reach up. And we're getting a line because our belly button is safe, we're getting stretching the hip. Exhale, hands down, curl the left toe under, push the right foot back, coming into a downward dog. So these are classic sun salutations. Less shoulder involvement, a slightly lower impact warm up. On the inhale, left foot forward between the hands. Exhale, right knee down to the floor. Inhale, arms to the sky, belly button in, pushing the knee down as you reach the hands up. And exhale, hands either side of the left foot, curling the right toe under. We bring the right foot forward, inhale, lift, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up, push the floor away. Arms to the sky, nice and tall. And exhale, bring the hands down alongside the body. Wonderful. Coming into a sun salutation B now, I'm adding in some extras to this pose, to this sequence. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, find plank. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, lower, knees or chaturanga. Take the gaze to the front of the mat. And on the inhale, cobra or upward dog, the shoulders are soft. And we exhale, downward dog. Let the breath go. Inhale, bring the right foot forward between the hands. The left heel comes down at 45 degrees. And we use an inhale to push the floor away. Coming into our warrior one. Warrior one, the belly button is in. Hands to the sky. We're going to come into a lunge foot with the back foot. Notice we're on the ball of the back foot now. We're having to bring the belly button in to keep it safe. We're taking a lunge in this position. Keeping that right hip back, keeping the hands up to the sky. Deep breath here. Lovely, taking the left hand to the floor now and the right hand to the sky. We're in a twisted lunge. When we inhale, the back of the neck lengthens. And when we exhale, we're looking up to the top hand, but we're pushing into the bottom hand. Exhale, right hand outside right foot. Kick back into a plank. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, lower, knees or chaturanga. When the inhale comes, cobra or upward facing dog, let's soften the shoulders. And exhale, push up and back. Downward facing dog and let the breath go. Inhale, left foot between the hands. Right heel down at 45 degrees. Coming up steadily. Reaching the arms to the sky. Drawing the belly button in. The prayer together, we inhale, reach up. And when we're ready, coming onto the ball of the back foot and turning it into a high lunge. It's not easy. So the tummy is in, the left hip is back, but we're reaching the hands up to the sky. And on the exhale, take the right hand to the floor and the left hand comes to the sky. So we're drawing the left hip back. We want to think about the right arm, the one on the floor, pushing down as much as the left arm is reaching up. We're lengthening through the spine and drawing that left bottom back. Exhale, take the left hand outside the left foot. Kick back into a plank. And then we inhale, tiptoes, and exhale to lower. Cobra or upward dog, go steady, there's never any rush. And we exhale, push up and back. Downward facing dog and release the breath. Modify your downward dog. Take variations that suit you. Come back to the breath. The belly button is in. The sides of the ribs are widening, the back of the ribs is welcoming the breath. Child's pose. Knees wide on the floor, big toes touch. Support the forehead with your hands or a brick or a block, or let it come onto the floor. Let's have the elbows down. Coming back to the breath. Noticing what's going on for you in the hips, the inner thighs, the shoulders, the face, the jaw. Coming back to your breath. Now we're going to walk the hands back to the knees. Curl the toes under and come into a Padangusthasana at the back of the mat. Seated, standing forward fold. Peace ring will come around respected big toes. We bend the knees. We inhale, lengthen the spine. Now the shoulder blades tuck in and down the back. We're having to use our bottom muscles. On the exhale, we fold. Now even if the folding isn't feeling very far, we're keeping the knees bent if you need. And the crown of the head aims for the floor. Remember how different we are with our hamstrings, okay? Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, push into all four corners of both feet and maybe even wiggle the toes. Wherever you are in this pose, you'll be feeling it in the right place, so it doesn't matter if it's not very deep. Keep the head relaxed. Tuck the shoulder blades in and down the back when you inhale. Let the face soften. We're going to release the hands. We're going to bend the knees as we inhale, the arms behind us, interlace them behind our back. Belly button in as we inhale, lengthen. The back of the neck grows really long and we exhale, fold. Thumbs in the sky again and the hands want to go over the head. Now it's really difficult here to get the shoulders away from the ears. So when you inhale, you're lengthening through the back of the neck, and when you exhale, fold and keep that crown of the head going down and the shoulders away. Well done, releasing the hands down now. I'm going to invite you to come into Malasana. Malasana, the toes go out to the side. You might need to take the feet further away from each other, but we come down into a pose like this. Now remember, this isn't workable for everybody, so don't force yourself if it feels awful. In fact, I don't want you to get even near the edge of the pose for you. Okay, so modify if you need, come up higher. If you're in the pose, try and have the heels down, and we're pushing the elbows away. You can always support the heels with a cushion on each side, with a rolled up yoga mat, or a book. Well done. From here, we're actually crawling back into a downward facing dog. So we're in our downward facing dog here. Shake the head and shake the neck. We're going to bring the feet together and inhale the right leg up to the sky. We're taking a moment here in three-legged dog, pushing into the floor with both hands and lengthening. Let's bend that right knee now. So the right heel comes to the left butt cheek and we're reaching that knee up to the sky. Push into both hands. Lovely, back into a three-legged dog. Now from here on the exhale, take the right knee through to the nose and then kick the right foot out to the left side. And it's on the outside edge of the foot. Now push the bottom back into a downward facing dog, get that stretch. And then we take fallen star by lifting the left arm to the sky. And then we release that hand down. Lovely, and we bring the foot back and we take it between the hands. The left knee comes down onto the floor. And we use our inhale, hands on hips, and then we bring the hands up to the sky. On the exhale, hands in prayer, nape of the neck. We've been doing this a lot in our classes lately. We need to keep that belly button in. We cannot let the lower back go like this. We have to scoop it under. And we're pushing all four corners of the front foot down. We're gently pushing the left knee down. We're getting a lovely opener in the chest. Now we inhale, reach the hands up, four finger mudra. And on the exhale, we go over a little bit to the right hand side. And again, we have to be pushing into the floor and have our belly button in. And we come back through center. We take the left hand down now, take the right hand up. And we're in a lower version of our twisted lunge. In this position, let's open the chest. So we inhale, reach up. Option to take the right hand behind you and let it hook inside the left hip. If you want to take it higher again, then do so, pushing into the floor and opening up the chest. Reach the hand up to the sky again, gently take the left knee to the floor. Now I'm going to ask you to use your core now. You're going to use the inhale, belly button in to come all the way up into a twisted T shape here. So that on the next breath, we take the left elbow to the right thigh. We lift and lengthen the spine, inhale, and then on the exhale, we take the right hand to meet the left in prayer. And we're in our twisted position. We inhale, lift, lengthen, and when we exhale, we draw the right hip back. You have the option to curl the back foot under, turn it into a lifted pose, but you get to choose. Now breathe. Release back through centre. Push back into a downward facing dog. And release the breath. Bring the feet together. Inhale, left leg lifts. Taking a moment here as you push into both hands before opening up the hips. So bend the left knee. Lift the left knee to the sky, push the hands away, and then lengthen the leg again. Exhale, bring the left knee through to the nose. Take the left foot to the right hand side of the floor, back next to the mat, and push it onto the edge of the floor. We push the bottom back now. It's like downward dog, but the left leg's in the wrong place. And when you're ready, lift the right hand to the sky. Falling star. And bring that right hand down. Once again, push the bottom back, get that stretch. And from here, release that left foot. Bring the left foot between the hands. And the right knee gently comes down onto the floor. We bring the hands on the hips. We use an inhale to come up. And we find that stability. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Prayer to the ceiling. Exhale, prayer to the nape of the neck. Now once again, belly button in. Push into the right knee gently, push into the full corners of the left foot. Breathe into that expansive space in the front of the ribs. Inhale up, four-finger mudra. And exhale, hands to the left-hand side. We're getting that stretch in the right side of the body. The belly button has to be in. And then we inhale up. Wonderful. From here, we take the right hand to the floor. Left hand to the sky, and we're back in our twisted lunge. Spine is long. If you wish to, the left hand can fall down inside the right hip. We're opening up the chest. Option to lift the right foot off the floor, the right knee. Deep breath here. On the exhale, if you've taken the knee up, drop the knee. What we're going to do on the inhale, lift the left hand to the sky, use the core to come back up. So we're in a low lunge in this T-twist. Lovely, what we're going to do now is take the right elbow onto the left thigh. We inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, take the left hand to meet the right in prayer. And in this pose, we inhale, lengthen the spine, most importantly, because it's a twist. And when we exhale, we're gently trying to take our chest towards the prayer. And if we wish to, curl the right toes under and lift the right knee off the mat. Now notice what's going on in that top shoulder. That left shoulder might be up around the ears. Take it away. We breathe here. And then we exhale, bring the hands either side of that foot. We kick back into a downward facing dog and we release the breath. Inhale, way forward into a plank. Exhale, lowering down, knees or chaturanga. The inhale is cobra or upward dog, belly button in. And exhale is downward facing dog, letting the breath go. Moving around, do what feels good for you in your downward dog. Shaking the head and shaking the neck. Coming into child's pose, I offer you to take the knees together, child's pose this time, to lengthen the back. If that you're taking that version, forehead on the floor, knees together, and let the hands come down alongside the body with the palms to the sky. Obviously, take the other version if that's your preference. And we're expanding the breath through the back and through the side body. And allowing the shoulders to soften and release. Lovely. And on the inhale, roll the head up, roll the body back up. Wonderful. I'm going to ask you to come once again into Malasana pose. Okay, so remember, if this isn't one for you, you'll modify as you need to. We're taking a bit of time here, and I'm not honestly meaning this for the shoulders. Okay, the shoulders go in and down the back, the spine is long, we're coming back to a nice soft face. Pushing into the floor. Lovely. Now bottoms in the sky, releasing the hands down. Just come into a forward fold because we're going to roll up safely. We push the floor away with the feet. Roll the body up on an inhale, head heavy until last, until we come to the back of the mat. So from here, I want you to come right to the back of the mat because we're going to a warrior two and then turn it into a balance. So taking the right foot forward, we're coming into a warrior two, but notice I'm right at the back of my mat. We're coming into our warrior two with the right leg forward. So arms in the T shape, belly button in. Lovely. So from here, we're going to take our left hand on our left hip. We're going to look down at the mat on the right hand side, and on an inhale, come all the way up and open into a half moon balance. Now remember, take the modifications as you need to, but if you are able, take the left hand to the sky and kick the left foot out behind you. Pushing in all four directions. Keeping the belly button in. On your next exhale, bend the right leg, coming back down into a warrior two. Releasing the breath. Reverse the right palm. Inhale, reach forward, keep the belly button in. We reverse the warrior. Just taking a moment here, keeping that tummy nice and secure. We gently lengthen the front leg to get that extra stretch. And then we exhale back through into a warrior two. Revolved warrior, right elbow onto right thigh, left arm goes up and over. Into revolved warrior. Taking whatever modifications you wish. Think about that line from the left toe to the left little fingers. Take the left hand now on the left hip, we take the gaze to the floor, we come back into a half moon balance. Using that right hand, using that familiarity and activating that foot. We're opening the left hip over the right. Now if you wish, turning it into the bent knee. Now with this one, the belly button wants to stay in. We're grabbing the left foot with the left hand. We're getting a bit more of a stretch. Now just be aware, we want the spine to stay long. We don't want to curl in the spine. And we exhale, bend the front knee, gently come down. And release the arms. Bring the back foot forward to meet the front foot. And we shake out the legs. Now for me, I'm going to turn this way to do it on the other side, so maneuver yourself as you need. We're going to do the same sequence on the other side. So left foot comes forward, we open up into a warrior two at the back of the mat. Gaze, point middle finger of the left hand, and you're ripping the mat apart with your feet. Let's take our right hand on our right hip. With the belly button in, we start to take our thoughts and our weight into the left foot and the left hand, which comes down onto the floor. And we start to think about half moon balance on the left side. This time the right hip stacks over the left hip. And if you want to take the right hand to the sky, then do so. We want the spine to be long here. We're in all different directions, we're feeling strong. On the exhale, gently bend the left knee, belly button in, we'll come back into a warrior two. We're going to reverse the left palm, keeping the tummy in, we inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reverse the warrior, keeping that stability in the lower back. And with that, lengthening the left leg, getting a bit more stretch before we exhale back through into a warrior two. Left elbow onto left thigh. Right arm goes up and over this time, reaching tall. Lovely long line, push into that left elbow. Wonderful. Let's take the right hand on the right hip, look down at the left foot and start to think about half moon balance again. Taking that weight down, using the left hand, right hand to the sky. So we're in a half moon balance again. This might be where you're at. Keep the knee bent if you need to, the standing knee. If you want to, bend this top knee, take the top foot into the right hand, keep the belly button in, okay? That's the hardest part. Keep the spine long. Deep breath. When you're ready to come out, you gently bend the standing leg and you guide the body back into your warrior two. To release the hands, lengthen the leg and safely bring the back foot forward to meet the front foot. Shaking out the legs. Well done, well done. Wonderful, wonderful. So, we're going to take a vinyasa to the floor and come down. So, feet hip distance apart, push the feet down, crown of the head high. We want to get space between the ears and the shoulders, and the belly button is nice and secure. Inhale, arms up to the sky, grow tall. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale is half lift. And exhale, hands down. We take tiptoes. And we exhale and lower. Cobra or upward facing dog. And on the exhale, downward facing dog. Letting the breath go. Releasing. Before coming down onto the floor. Onto the knees. And then down onto the bottom with the legs out long in front of you. Flesh away from the seat. Inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching tall. And exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Now I know this is hard, especially when we're not in a class, okay, and we know that it's a bit tight. Remember to use your pyramid fingers on the floor if you need. Lift and lengthen, shoulder blades in and down the back. Be kind to yourself, you're going to be working all the muscles. Doesn't matter how low you go or not. Notice the back of the neck for me is long. Every time you inhale, lift and lengthen, shoulder blades in and down the back. Sitting bones pushed to the floor. And when we exhale, we're hinging at the hips, okay? It's not about reaching forward. Face is soft, gaze is soft. And we're going to inhale, walk the hands up the legs. Hands next to the bottom. Walk the hands, two hands faces back. Belly button in. Reverse plank or reverse tabletop. I'm going to take reverse plank today. Point the toes, roll the thighs together. When we inhale, we push up. The whole of the body is in a long line. You're welcome to look at the ceiling. But we're pushing into the floor with the hands. We're lifting the chest. The belly button is in and we're pushing the feet down, rolling the thighs towards each other. Take a big breath here. Exhale, chin to chest, bottom down. Bend the right knee, left knee. Take the hand between the left foot, which has got a hand space, and then the right knee. We're taking Marichyasana. Pyramid fingers on the right hand. Belly button in. We're going to inhale the left hand to the sky. Exhale, bring the left hand forward as much as you can. Reach, reach, reach. And on the exhale, take that left arm around the left leg. If you're able to bind, then do so. If not, have the hands just alongside the body. We inhale, lift, lengthen. And this is less of a fold because we're not hinging, we are getting movement in the spine. So you'll go carefully. Now for me, I can lift the left bottom off the floor and that feels comfortable. But just see what happens for you. We're keeping the right leg long. We're trying to let the neck relax. And we're breathing into something that feels probably a little bit awkward, a little bit uncomfortable. But we're boosting circulation around the hips, around the pelvis, around the lower back and the mid-back. And we inhale, come up. Wonderful. So releasing the hands, coming back to a neutral spine. We take the left foot and we place the left foot just outside the right knee. Kick the right heel away. We take the left hand behind us in pyramid this time. Inhale the right hand up to the sky, reaching tall. On the exhale, the right elbow goes outside the left knee. On the next inhale, we lift and lengthen, crown of the head high. And on the exhale, we're pushing this right elbow into the left knee and we're looking over our left shoulder. All the while keeping our right leg long. Every time we inhale, we grow tall. And when we exhale, we're looking over our left shoulder, getting that twist in all 4 sections of the spine. Even though the lungs feel restricted. And then we gaze back to the front of the mat. And we gently bring the body with us. I like to take both hands to the right hand side, just press them on the floor, get a bit of a stretch. Wonderful, release the legs, give them a wiggle. We're going to do the other side. Bend the right knee. So the right foot is a hand space away from the left knee, so they're all in a line. And this time we take the left hand behind us in pyramid. We inhale the right hand up to the sky, reaching tall. And when we exhale, we're reaching the right hand as far forward as we can to get as much space before we wrap it around the knee and take it behind us, meeting the left hand if you are able. You're welcome to use a strap or a dressing gown cord at this point. We inhale, lift, lengthen. And we exhale, we're folding, we're letting the spine curl, and if you wish to, lift the right bottom off the floor. We want the head to hang down, we want to just notice the lengthening in the neck and the back. But also notice if you've held your breath. Notice if that tension has crept back in the face because we're doing something weird, we're doing something odd. Use the breath to let the nervous system know that it's safe. Knowing we're finding the benefits in these poses, physical benefits, central nervous system benefits. And we inhale, come back up. Never rush, we want the spine to be neutral. So now we take the right foot, we place it outside the left knee. Notice the left leg is long and the heel is kicking away. So the right hand comes behind us now in a pyramid. We use that time to get length in the spine so that when we inhale, we lift the left hand up, the spine is long, and on the exhale, the left elbow comes outside the right knee. Ever important, we inhale, lift, lengthen, and then we exhale, look over the right shoulder whilst kicking the long leg away. Now in this pose, we're wanting to breathe into that tightness in the ribs. Knowing that our spine is getting a really safe, gentle but deep twist. And then we look back through centre. Take the body gently with us, and if you want to, take both hands to the floor. Just take a little counter pose. And then we're going to bring the legs out and give them a shake. I'm going to invite you to rock them down on the spine. Couple of times, remembering to breathe, remembering to release the breath. And coming up, now I'm going to offer you a bit more of a complex pose, if I'm honest, so you get to take or leave this one completely. I'm afraid if you have any knee problems, I don't recommend you take this pose, okay? So skip on and meet us at the next one. If you want to have a go, we're coming into a kneeling position, okay? So this kneeling position, I say, is a safe stress on the joints. Assuming we don't have injury, assuming there's nothing going on. It might be that the fronts of the feet are very adverse to being opened, especially in men, so go carefully and be kind. So what we do for this one is we remove the flesh, the calf flesh, away, so that when we come down, we've got as least pressure on the knees as possible. Now, my feet hip distance apart, and I'm not sitting my sitting bones on the feet, they're a little bit further out. So what we're going to do is have the fingers facing forward, belly button in, and we're going to open up the chest, a bit like we did in the beginning when we were doing our breathing exercises. We're going to reach up here. Now this might be where you end. This is already getting a lovely circulation around the joints in the legs and opening up the chest. Now if you've got a bit more movement, we need to make sure this belly button is in, okay? So we're not sticking the bottom out, we're tucking it under, and we're coming down, further down, maybe onto our elbows. So in this position, the belly button stays in, and we'll get a deep stretch along the main muscle, the central muscle in the thighs. Breathing. Now this might be where you finish. This is also very nice to have a few pillows underneath you and relaxing. My movement allows me to go lower, so I will, but it doesn't mean you should if it doesn't feel right. So remember, the bottom isn't curling behind us, it's pushing, the bottom is trying to lengthen down. We can, if we wish, to come down onto the floor, belly button in, and let the hands either come down alongside the body or above. Now I'm constantly bringing the belly button in, I'm not letting it go, okay? So I'm keeping this part safe, and I'm having almost like rolling the thighs towards each other. So this is a lovely stretch along the front line of the body. It can be very deep. Do not allow yourself to kind of push into the bottom. And we come out very gently, placing the hands and the elbows down, using the core, coming up, little by little by little, gently coming up. Back into our kneeling position. Wonderful. And we take a child's pose from here. So even if you haven't taken that pose, meet us in a child's pose, we'll just take a moment and let that spine decompress. Lovely. We're going to lift both elbows off the floor. We're going to inhale, lift, lengthen. Shoulders in and down the back. And on the exhale, take the hands over to the right hand side and take the forehead towards the floor and get that stretch. Breathing into the left ribs. And exhaling, walking the hands back through centre and over to the left hand side. Inhale, lift, lengthen. And exhale, get that stretch along the right ribs. Inhaling here. And going back through centre. We're going to walk the hands back to the knees. Come down onto our bottom. But we are simply then going to lie on the floor, rolling back down onto the mat and bringing the knees in towards the chest. Here we want all four corners of the back on the floor. So, happy baby if you wish. Grab the feet and the hands and bring the knees towards the elbows. Knees towards the armpits. If this isn't accessible and your hamstrings are tighter, hold the thighs. But when you engage the feet, when you kick the heels, you'll notice the muscles start to engage on the floor. That's where we want to press the back down into the floor. This doesn't quite do it, okay? So whichever variation you're kicking the heels away. Shoulders are soft. Some people like to roll from side to side in this pose. And my favourite version is pressing the soles of the feet together and getting a stretch this way. So just take it however you want. And release it. Lovely. Bring the knees to the chest, take the arms out in a T shape. We're going to exhale, roll the knees over to the right side and take the gaze over to the left open palm. And release the breath. Let the spine go. Inhale, bring the knees back to centre. Exhale, take the knees over to the left hand side and the gaze to the right open palm. And use the exhale to soften. And bring the knees back to centre. Coming into Shavasana now. Now I keep promising I'm going to do this in class and it never quite comes to fruition, so I'm going to recommend legs at the wall, okay? So it's not always easy to get bottoms onto the wall. Now I don't have a skirting board here, so I understand it's a bit harder, but we want our butt cheeks to touch the skirting board, okay? So we come up to the wall, we're trying to place our bottom on it and we lie down and we reach our legs up to the wall. Now what we want to ideally do is have the bum as close to the wall as we can. Arms out alongside the body and have the feet facing the sky. Now I understand that tight hamstrings mean that you might need to bend the knees. What I used to think about when I was taught was to imagine you've got some books on your feet, okay? So So you're keeping them active. You don't have to take this, of course, it's your practice. Come into a normal Shavasana if that's what you prefer. Close up the eyes. Soften the face. Give the face a wiggle if you need. And invite a big breath into the body, filling up the space. And exhale, sigh the breath out. Now bringing the focus onto the body. Allow the head to feel heavy. Allow the face to soften, the forehead, the jaw, the ears. Allow the shoulders to feel heavy. Allow the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the hands, the knuckles and the fingers to relax. On the next breath, imagine that air getting all the way down to the tips of the fingers. And when you exhale, let them grow heavier. Allowing the pelvis to be heavy. Allowing the pelvis to stabilise. Allowing the legs to be up towards the sky. And even though the legs are up the wall, try and release the kneecaps. Try and imagine those toes relaxing. And on the next inhale, imagine that air getting all the way to the tips of the toes, the toenails. And when you exhale, the whole of the legs relax. In this position, we're asking less of the heart. We're taking pressure away from the heart because it doesn't have to go against gravity to circulate into the legs. We're slowing the heart rate down. We're also boosting the circulations in all of the legs, all the way up to the toes. If you notice any pins and needles, just give the toes a little wiggle. It's common to experience that when you first begin taking this pose. But be assured that when you go to a usual position and we gain our gravity again, that fresh blood will go towards the legs, the calves, the ankles and the feet. This is an incredibly powerful pose for promoting good sleep. So really good to do before bed. Do it with the kids. Taking a bit longer here, and of course you can stay here for as long as you like. You can press pause on the video and stay here for another 10 minutes if you want. I recommend this to anyone who's been on their feet for a long time in the day, or they've been running a lot, running long distance events. If you're staying with me today, we're going to just take a few more moments softening and settling. Just checking in with ourselves and notice how we're feeling today. How we're feeling after the practice. Just giving ourselves a pause and a moment to truly check in and ask what we need. And ask if there's one small thing we can do in the next 24 hours that will help satiate that need, that will help you. We're going to bring a little bit of movement into the toes and into the fingers. And then begin to move the wrists and move the ankles. And we're going to let the feet come down, maybe pushing the soles of the feet into the wall. And when you push the feet into the wall, you push the lower back into the floor, it can feel quite nice. If you're on your back in the usual position, bring the knees in towards the chest. I'm going to bring the knees in, we're going to roll over onto the right hand side and make a pillow with the right arm, just for the final few moments. Nice deep breath. And as you exhale, just notice how you're feeling in your mind, in your body, in your breathing. I'm going to press the left hand down into the floor and push our way up into a seat, where we'll meet together to close our practice. Spine tall. Take the hands down alongside the body. We're going to inhale the arms up to the sky, reaching to the ceiling. On the exhale, reach that prayer all the way forward. Reach, 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 reach forward. All the way back down, 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 down. Release those shoulders. And then bring that prayer in front of the chest. Taking the prayer towards the forehead for positive thoughts. Taking the prayer towards the mouth for positive communication. Taking the prayer towards the heart for positive emotion. And taking the nose towards the prayer. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today.